All right. I just want to kind of go over some of the items that were discussed during the off season, go over the draft order for this year, and some of the rule changes. I'll have everything documented on the Facebook site as well as in the little post on the actual My Fantasy League website as well, just so it's documented and you do not have to watch this video. Um, but just kind of want to go over it vocally so y'all can see what's going on here. So we did the conference draft a few weeks ago, and so everyone should be in their new conferences. When you look on the website, everything should be up to date. And today we're going to go over the draft order. As far as the rule changes go, there was one significant rule change this season, which is that we are going to drop the requirement of the tight end to be a starter. In its place, we're going to have a defensive special teams slash kicker flex spot. So instead of having a requirement to start a tight end, you're going to have a requirement to start a defense or a kicker. So we'll kind of go over what it looks like here. So you still have to have 10 starters. It's going to be 9 positional starters. So the offensive positions, 0 of those starters have to be a tight end. You can start a tight end, but you do not have to start a tight end. And then you have to start at least one defensive special teams slash kicker. And so what it will look like on the website or on the app will be you have to have 1 to 2 QBs, you have to have 2 to 6 running backs, 2 to 6 wide receivers, 0 to 4 tight ends, 0 or it says 0 to 1 for the kicker or the defensive special teams, but you have to have 10 starters. So you're going to have 9 positional starters and then one starter between either a kicker or a defense. So the whole idea behind this was so because there's such a limited amount of tight ends out there, is just to kind of nerf that a little bit and make it so it's not a requirement, and also open up the waiver wire a little bit because this essentially will put one more player that would have been on a bench onto the waiver wire. So make the waiver wire a little bit more interesting, give everyone a little bit more flexibility from week to week, and then kind of add in the randomness of the kickers and the special teams back in here a little bit. We did try to make it not kind of ridiculous as far as the points go. You can kind of expect about 10 to 15 points whether you start a kicker or a defense. You can kind of you should be able to look at what it looks like on the website, but field goals can go anywhere from around 3 to 5, unless it's a 60-yarder, in which case it's going to be 6. And then for missed field goals, if it's a short one, you're going to get subtracted 3. If it's a longer one, you're going to get subtracted 1. As far as the defensive goes, this is kind of a little bit of a difference from what you might be seeing on like a Yahoo or a defense, but with the higher average score that we're seeing with the offensive aligned games of today, just kind of wanted to make it so like the average score in the NFL is around the 24. So we're just going to say that's average and that's a 0. If your defense does better than that, you'll get points, get more points. But if it's higher than that, you're going to get minus points. So that's kind of explaining how we skewed it. And then for the defensive special teams, if you score a touchdown, you're going to get all 6 points for that, and then 1 point for any kind of turnover, like a fumble or an interception, anything like that. So the kickers are probably going to be more consistent week to week, but there's obviously a boom factor with the defenses, as if you get a high defensive scoring game, it's going to be a significant point advantage. So a little bit of strategy there, but kind of think that the average is going to be 10 to 15. We'll kind of see how it goes throughout the year, but if we'll kind of talk about it at the end of the year, see if it's something we want to keep. But like we talked about, kind of want to give a little bit more flexibility with not having the tight end requirement, and then having the defensive special teams kind of take up a spot to give more room on the waiver wire. So as far as everything else goes, schedule should be pretty familiar. We're going to do a 14-week season again, with the 14th week being a doubleheader, and then going into the playoffs after that. I think that's all the big picture stuff. So we'll get into the actual draft order now. So we'll start with the Champions League, 1 through 8 teams. interesting here. Kyle didn't get the last pick, so this one's kind of screwed up. We may have to redo it. We'll have to see. But yeah, King, you got the first pick, so you are officially on the clock. So we'll go ahead, do it again for the Smoothie King conference. And obvious collusion. So I'm most likely going to get called out for this. So I'll post it, and then everyone will get mad, and I'll redo the Smoothie King later. So that's all I got for now, and we'll see you all at the draft. It's going to be Sunday. It looks like it's going to be an afternoon East Coast time for the Smoothie King draft, and then an evening Sunday time East Coast as far as the Champions League draft. So good luck to everybody this year. If you have any questions, you can post on the Facebook page, DM me, or email me, and I'll try to get back with you. So you're all dink dudes. I'll say that. So catch y'all next time.